Hi, this is Nancy Orelli with Community Living Advocates, and I am here talking with Steven Frankenpohl from the Manor in Skaneateles. Say hi, Steve.
Hi, how are you? Nice to see you.
Thanks so much for coming on. I was hoping you could give us a little bit of information about yourself and who you're on here to talk about today.
I am a part of the board of an organization called the Presbyterian Manor. That's actually our corporate name. We have, for marketing purposes, left the Presbyterian out so people didn't get confused about who could be here. The Presbyterian Manor is, has a long history, actually, behind it. Sort of 55-year-old history. In the mid-60s, a man named Don Dixon and his wife donated a home in Skaneateles for elderly people to live in at a reasonable fee. 10 years later, in the mid-70s, he turned the facility over to the Presbyterian Church. And it's really not owned by the Presbyterian Church. It's owned by the Presbyterian Manor, Inc., which is its own entity. And for the first 20 years of the entity by itself, it was a rooming house. It was just a bedroom, shared bathrooms, and a community area as well. In the mid-90s, the Presbyterian, the board at that point made a decision to change the structure from a boarding house to suites. So they arranged it so that there are now 6 suites that include bedroom and living room and their own bathroom. It's been going great since then.
Thank you. How many people are allowed to live in each of the suites?
For the most part, we have one person per suite. Occasionally, we have a couple in a suite, but most of the time it's just one. And some of them are smaller. They're not all the same size, so some of them are more appropriate for a couple than others.
Okay. And is there any, like a kitchenette in these suites?
No, there is just the living room, bedroom, and bathroom. There is a kitchen, but that is the sole area for our one part-time employee who's a cook and housekeeper. There are some things in that kitchen that the residents are allowed to use: a microwave, a toaster oven. They have a refrigerator for their own food, although they have to share the refrigerator. But the stove and oven are for just the cook.
Okay. Can you tell us where you're located in Skaneateles?
Well, this is one of the things that's one of our high points. It's the house is on West Genesee Street, which is also Route 20. Very, very close to downtown. If anybody knows where the Krebs is, it is 2 houses closer to the lake than the Krebs, which puts us in a great place for walking. It's a very short walk to the lake and to the shops and to the restaurants. I think it's one of the best things we have to offer.
That sounds nice. I love Skaneateles. So I see that your web address is skaneatelesmanor.com if people want to find out some more information, but how can people contact you directly?
Well, you can look us up on Community Living Advocates and you'll get some information there. I believe that my email is there, but we also have a telephone number that is associated with the Manor. To be honest, this telephone number goes to the secretary of the Presbyterian Church because we thought that we needed a number where somebody was going to be there all the time. And so if somebody calls that and the woman says Presbyterian Church, that's for real. But that will get moved off to whoever in the board that needs to be sent to as well.
Okay, so is that phone number 315-685-5048?
That is the number. Yes, thanks.
Okay, great. Is there anything else that you really think sets your home apart from other places that people can live?
It's, as I've described, it's a very small place. So the sociability is largely dependent on who's there, and how they get along together. But most of the people that come to the Manor are coming from a home or an apartment where they've been by themselves, so that even maybe a limited number of engagements with other people at meal times is a lot more than they would have at home. And I think that's what we offer as a reason to come to the Manor as opposed to staying in their house. We do have entertainment every once in a while. We have singers and piano players and guitar players will come in and do that as well. We have had chair yoga at times. A couple of, or pre-COVID anyway, a couple of celebrations in the fall at Christmas time for the Manor residents.
Okay, thank you so much. So just to wrap up, you are with the Manor in Skaneateles. The address is 49 West Genesee Street, and the phone number is 315-685-5048. Does that sound good?
That is correct. Just a couple of other things to make sure people know. This is a private pay situation, which I didn't really know there was a differentiation before I discovered your organization and found out more about what other independent living and senior housing facilities are all about. We have 2 garage spots that we rent out as well for people who have a phone, have a car. Most people don't, but that's there in case it works. The one bill that we pay for rent is not really just rent, it's room and board and utilities and Wi-Fi and just about everything you need. And I think that's one of the advantages too, from moving out of your own home. It's sometimes it gets hard to keep up with a big house and to worry about the maintenance and all of that, and all the different bills you have to pay for all the things that you need. And I think some people get tired of cooking as well. So having meals prepared for you. The meals are prepared. The main meal is in the middle of the day, and that is always going to be served to you. Breakfasts are on your own when you're here. And then the evening meal is a little bit lighter, and that's covered with our cook most of the time. As I said, the cook is part-time. There's nobody there all night long. It's not that kind of place, and people need to be ambulatory. They need to be cognizant enough to take care of themselves. And I think that's another advantage too. It's some security, but with a lot of autonomy too. People are not told when they can leave and when they come back. They, can go about their own business that way too. We have occasionally had aides come in to help certain people for medications or particularly on the way from a rehab kind of situation. They need somebody for a while, but it's generally not a common or consistent arrangement.
Okay, I had
That's it.
question for you, if you don't mind. So you said you have a part-time housekeeper / cook there. Does she clean the suites or just the common areas?
We have actually a second, a even more part-time employee who does the cleaning, and that's done once a week. I think it's a more complete of all the suites and the common areas once a week, and then a smaller one where it's the common areas and maybe the bathrooms. But yes, that is taken care of by another employee We have laundry facilities. Well, I guess the residents kind of find out after a while who gets which day, and they work it out that way.
I love that. Okay. That sounds great. Thank you so much, Steve.
Well, thank you for this opportunity, and I'm so glad that I'm connected with you and your organization.
Thank you. All right. Take care.